Well, I just walked down here. There's a little pond that I'm standing in right now. You can see it behind me, and there are tons of tracks in this old dry pond. And this is some of the deer sign that we've been looking for all summer up here in this eastern public land area, trying to find good deer sign, and I found it right here in this pond. This is what we're looking for. I'm going to keep going back this way to where, as I mentioned earlier, I had a buck bedded last year during the rut with the doe. I'm going to head back that way, but I like what I'm seeing right here. Well, I got to the spot where I bumped a buck and a doe during the rut, first part of November last year, and this is what we've been looking for. I think there's a buck bed right here, and there's also one right behind me that'll show you that I think a buck is using. Maybe not now, but maybe in November, late part of October. So I'll show you the bed and show you kind of the surrounding territory here when I get out. But this is just a perfect spot for a buck to bed. It's really steep sided under this tree. If I get back here and I lay down right here, nothing can see me unless they come under this tree, or anything walking that hill, the top side of that hill, top side of that hill. I just lay whichever way, depending on which way the wind is going. So I think this may be a good spot. We'll come back here. We might hang stand over there, but we'll probably come back here, hang stand somewhere close to here. You know, come late October, first part of November, when the rut starts to kick off. If there's a hot doe, that buck's taking that doe right here. So this looks like a good spot. I'll show you guys the lay of the land here and talk a little bit more once I get up out here. Well, I just came up out of that buck bed, and the tree is right over my right shoulder here. That's where he's bedded. Down in between all these hills, it's a great spot. The wind's gonna swirl, so he's gonna be able to smell anything in the area. So right now I'm gonna go look, see if I can't find a tree to put our tree stand in. So I'm kind of up out of there, kind of on top of the hill here, and you can see behind me how hilly it is and how both hills come down right to where this little strip of trees comes in, and right off the end here of my shoulder where those trees end, that's where that buck is bedded. So we're using the information we learned last year to help us out this year, and that's something you need to do. Is every time you're out hunting, make sure to take a mental note of anything that happens and try to think about how you can use that to better help yourself next year or even later that year. So I think I got this little strip of trees scouted. I found what I wanted to find. I found that buck bed. Super excited. Things look like they might be going our direction, but I'm gonna head back here behind the camera, sit over that soybean field, and if I can see some deer, some bucks out in that soybean field, it would be a great night here tonight in Nebraska. Well, right behind me, over my left shoulder, is a spot we hunted last year. We got lots of good deer on camera. They're all at night. We only seen one deer while we were in the stand last year, so that was disappointing. They have opened up off here to my left a new piece of walk-in, and that's where we're looking at tonight to see if there's any deer using that portion of the property. Well, got about half an hour left. Haven't seen anything on the soybean field yet, but we still got about 20 minutes, so crossing our fingers, hoping something comes out on that soybean field that we can see with the spotting scope. But other than that, it's been pretty uneventful because we haven't seen anything. Did have a truck drive by and stop by my truck for a little bit, just about to get up, and then they kept on driving. I think maybe they were going slow looking for deer too or something, I don't know. But so that's the only eventful thing, is we had a rogue truck go by. But if I see anything, we'll bring it to you at the end here, but if not, that'll be it for this episode. But hopefully we see something tonight. But make sure you tune back in, because deer season in Nebraska opens tomorrow. I won't be going out tomorrow, but I will be going out on Saturday, which is 2 days from now. Can't believe deer season is about to start, so make sure to keep checking back in. We'll have more videos up for you. Hopefully we can get something done here during the early season. Alright, well, just kidding, not done yet. But I still haven't seen a deer. But there's a lot of the soybean field that I can't see from this spot. And probably the best part of the soybean field is directly behind the camera. And I can't see any of that portion of the soybean field. So I think what I'm going to sit over the soybean field here during the early season. But what I'm going to do is park and then walk in along the edge of the soybean field to that back portion and see if I can see any deer sign out there in that portion of the soybean field. And if I find a good spot back in that corner, then I'm going to do a hang and hunt, just hang my tree stand, hunt, and use that for my early season spot. We do have another spot that I can go to if I don't see anything out on that soybean field. But that's going to be the plan for now. When I come back, going back home here, going to hunt back there opening weekend, then I'll be back up here in a week, a little under a week, and I can hunt this spot when I get back here. So season is about to kick off and we are super excited to get underway here on public land in Nebraska.